Hi, and welcome to another episode of Exile TV. This is another Junos Juniper episode, and we're going to talk about monitoring Junos firewalls, routers, and how you would start troubleshooting traffic flow, or if you want to see traffic coming in and out of the router. There's a couple commands I wanted to show you, and this is our test lab box, and I wanted to show you how you would set up a packet capture on an interface for a SRX series device or a Junos device. So there's a couple things you can do. You can troubleshoot flow with the trace options sections of the Juniper router. We'll show you those. That's more useful because it'll show you what it shows you the logic flow and the flow of the traffic inside the device. So it gives you the flow of a packet through all the logic and rules, and it tells you why it's happening a certain way, which is useful if the box is not acting in a way you think it is, or if a packet's not the logic in your packet routing or policy-based forwarding or your rules or something's not happening the way it should happen. A packet that should match a rule and get through isn't, or a packet's not exiting or entering the right interfaces. So that's useful for that kind of troubleshooting because you can actually see what the box is doing. If you just want to see traffic entering the box, though, you can use the monitor traffic statement. Now the interesting thing about this is because of the way it works, you can only monitor traffic on the ingress, not the egress. So for instance, on this box, I have a bunch of interfaces here, but generally I have my fast Ethernet 3 interface, which is actually my internet facing interface, and I have some VLAN interfaces at the bottom here. So if I do monitor traffic interface, right, and let's say we want to monitor traffic on my internal VLAN, so VLAN.2, and we have some options here. Let's say you just want to do a brief display, so we can do brief display and then hit enter, and we'll see some of the packets hitting that interface. You can see different servers, ARP. You've got different things. It's truncating the packet. It's going to show you a very brief display of what's going on there, right? And you can also see it's showing the 25 address that's sending the traffic back to me. That's what I'm connected in right now. The other thing that we can do is we can change that to brief, but we can do print hex, right? And this is a much more manageable way to see the packets coming in and out, right? You don't get all the detail, but you get, you get basically source destination. You get the ports, and you can see the packet in hex. You can also do it in AC. So if you'd rather have it printed in ASCII, you can do this. The other thing that you can do, which is helpful, is you can tell it not to resolve, not to timestamp. You can also tell it to do. You want the layer 2 headers. So if you're trying to troubleshoot, something that may not be if you're trying to troubleshoot something that may be a layer 2 issue, it's important. You can see one side of the layer 2. You can tell this is a .1Q tag. You can see the .1Q tags on those, which is very cool. On those layer 2 packets. The other thing that you can do here is you can do, instead of brief, we could say, you know what, I want to do a detailed packet, right? And you're going to get a lot more information. See here, here's a big packet. Look at all that I'm getting. I'm getting the complete packet here, so you can see that it's all that information that I might need to troubleshoot it. I can also do an extensive packet, and you can see that puts out a lot more but you're going to see, if let me go up a little bit here, the kind of detail that you get on extensive is going to be, you're going to get the whole packet. You can see some packets are longer than others. Look at this packet, that's a big packet, and you get a lot of information about that. Now I can also leave out the print hex or print ASCII, and you get basically just the headers and information about the packet. So you're just getting the headers, which is kind of interesting. So that's how you would troubleshoot packets to see if it's actually reaching your device. You can actually use, if I do brief match, I can have a regular expression here. The next thing I want to show you is trace options. So if we do show configuration, security, flow, trace options. See, I have some stuff disabled here, but this is useful for tracing the flow of packets. So for instance, if I edit the configuration and I do activate security flow trace options, show security flow trace options, okay, and then I say commit